Hey guys, it's Bugsy here, and today I'm going to be teaching you, or at least starting a series of me teaching you, how to create an RPG on Roblox. Now, when I say RPG, what probably comes to your mind is those crappy games where you get a sword, and it's all free models, and you get to attack enemies, and you level up and you get gold, and then you get another sword, and you rinse and repeat the process until you're level 7 million, and finally you get bored of the game because it's the exact same thing over and over. That is 100% not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is an actual RPG with classes, weapons, magic abilities, bosses, stuff like that. That's actually like a unique RPG, an MMO, not like some crap like that. Not to throw shade at anybody, but those games take practically no effort. In my opinion, they're worse than Tycoons, dare I say it. Anyways, as you can see on your screens, we have a bit of a setup to 3 classes that we're going to be starting off with in the RPG on our first episode of this series of creating the RPG. Now, the first step to creating an RPG is this setup. Now, what I have here is pretty much premature. There's hardly anything to this. We're not going to go into it in this series. Maybe later down the road, a few episodes down, when we have the time. But we haven't even gone into, statistics, things like that. Statistics, math, items, bosses, dungeons, stuff like that we can, custom make with statistics and game design, that's outside of studio, which is typically what an actually good RPG does. Every game that you've ever played that was like a AAA game has had premature game design before game development started, which is the difference, by the way. Game design is, putting the game on paper, all of its details and statistics, and game development is actually making it in the studio. So anyways, the mage and the warrior and the rogue, these are 3 classes we'll be starting off with, and we might add more down the road. So obviously the mage, it'll get 75 health, 15 defense. Its 2 weapons will be fire spell and free spell. These will be the spells that it starts off with, and it'll get 20 speed. My logic behind this is that a mage is supposed to be like a glass cannon, where they have low health, but they have high amounts of damage, and we gave them a bit of defense just to accompany for their low health. Warrior, obviously gonna have a high health and high defense, given it would basically, in a stereotype way, would have armor and good defense. Its weapons would obviously be sword and shield, as it's a melee, and its speed would be 15, as if you're carrying around armor, you're not gonna be able to go at a full fast pace. A rogue, it'll be centered around stealth and speed, so it'll get 80 health, a little bit above mage, but not as much, because it's gonna be focused around being stealthy and fast, meaning that you won't have to, if you play the rogue right, you won't have to worry about being destroyed, basically, just because you're low health. And then you get a low defense as well, because once again, the rogue is supposed to be focusing on stealth, not high defense and frontal attacks. And then you get a dagger and a stealth strike as your weapons, which are basically abilities. But you get the highest speed, which speed will, in the game, most likely contribute to your potential to dodge an attack or something like that. So let's get into actual studio development. Now, I have a bit of a layout here of what we're going to be doing. But anyways, let's not worry about that. So, delete that. Alright, so we're going to go to server script service, and we're going to go to folder. By the way, this is going to be like our start place, so as soon as someone tries to join the RPG, they're going to be brought here, and then they'll actually be brought to the real game once they pick their class and make their character, which, yeah. So we're gonna go modules. We inserted a folder in the server script service. We're gonna name it modules. Insert object module script, of course, and we're gonna rename this to classes. Alright, so let's change this to classes and classes. Okay, so now we're gonna make a dictionary, which is basically a table that's being used. So we're just gonna make this, and then mage. Alright, so basically we're just gonna make a dictionary. It might take a few minutes because it's gonna be a bit like big and quite repetitive. Oops. Okay, so we have our mage, and we're gonna make a table for this, and then we're gonna go name equals mage. Oops, I didn't put the equals. Okay. Health. I believe it was 75. Yep. So we put the health to 75. And then we're gonna have the, what's the error? What? But we're keeping this here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Expected to close got, well, there shouldn't be a problem. Oh, okay, we just had to close it. Sorry, my bad, guys. Forgot to close it. Alright, and then we're gonna go defense. Your defense will be equals, what was our defense? 15. Alright, and then we're gonna go weapons. Alright, and now equals fire spell, freeze spell. For expected to close that line 20. Oh, column 20. We really shouldn't have too much of a problem with this. I'm not sure why. Fire spell. Yeah, well, it's not letting me, so spell, and then there, and then maybe if I could just, well, actually, I don't really want to do that, so freeze spell, and then, not really sure why it didn't let me earlier. Okay, so basically just, going through everything that we have here. So, yeah, the speed is going to be, I think it was 15. No, it was like 20. Yeah, so, okay. So now we're actually done with the mage. We're going to move down and begin the warrior. Equals that. And basically it's just rinse and repeat. So what we can do now, which is just great since we've made our first copy, is just do this. Bam. Obviously might have to just adjust that a bit. But yeah, so the health is going to be 110 for the warrior. And then defense, I think we had it at like 20. Yeah, so 20 defense. Weapons going to be sword and shield. Sword, shield. Okay, and then the speed's going to be like 15. 15, okay, and then we're gonna, Oh, okay, we just have to close this now and begin the process again. So rogue equals, and then put that back. Rogue. Sorry if I'm not talking too much, guys. It's just basically this is just the same thing over and over again. Not too much to highlight here. Basically just gonna wanna copy what I'm doing. Weapons, dagger, stealth strike. Okay. So dagger, and then stealth strike. Alright. The speed's gonna be 23 because of the stealth. Alright. So we have everything set up now. On our thing. Our table, dictionary, I mean. Okay, so that means that now we can actually go ahead and begin making a GUI for class decisions. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just had to do something real quick. Alright, so now we're just gonna go and insert a GUI. One second, guys. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and insert a GUI like this. But basically, guys, like I was saying, since we're just doing this, like I was saying, you know, this is basically just tables. A lot of it is tables for statistics and things, because it's not supposed to be like those generic sword adventure games, because those are boring. You know, however well made they are, they still have one core principle: rinse and repeat, kill the boss, get a new sword, rinse and repeat. And this, in like a real RPG like we're making, it's a lot different, you know, which is basically what we're looking for. So alright, so we're just gonna make this frame. It's gonna take up most of our screen. Alright, we're gonna name this background. Alright, and then we're gonna make this a shade of gray, and then we're gonna add a few details into our GUI to make it look well, we'll do this first. So this is gonna be mage. We're gonna insert a warrior, and we're gonna insert another text button. Warrior, and then we're gonna go rogue, or roguer. Okay, rogue. Alright, so we have our stuff. We're just gonna throw that over there. Warrior, throw that over here. Mage, throw that down here. Okay, so these are our current options that we're putting here. Let me just move this down so it's a bit more like equal. Warrior, it's gonna go like right there. Mage, gonna move you up just a bit to match up with the warrior. And rogue, we have to do a lot of work with you so that you just stay there. Rogue. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, since it's just a tutorial. You guys customize as much as you want here. Pause the video, you know, do whatever you want. But I'm just gonna do this. Warrior, yellow, rogue, oops, yellow. Okay, there. So now all of them are yellow. Let's go mage, text, and we're gonna make it actually mage. And same with warrior, and then rogue. And we're just gonna edit the text size by a bit, 36. And let me just change this to fantasy, because I think that would look good with our themed game. 36, and then fantasy, rogue, same thing of course, text size 36, and source sans, no, code, no, fantasy. Okay, there. Alright, so now, we're going to, basically, one second guys, I have some notes written down of what we're gonna do, so I'm just sort of reading it off. 1 second. Okay. 1 second guys. Alright, so I was just looking through my notes on this video because I basically planned this quite extensively actually. So let's see, class UI. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and insert a local script into the GUI. Okay, we're gonna insert a local script into this, and then yeah, so actually let's rename this to class 1, class 2, and then class 3. Alright, so this local script, we'll call it main. This will basically handle the classes for us. Okay, so we're actually gonna go back to the module script real quick, alright? And just go ahead and copy this. Okay, and we're gonna go back into this. Alright, so let's go ahead and establish the player. So game.players.local player, and then local class chosen, and now we're gonna go ahead and go that. Alright, so yeah, now we have everything there from the class script that we made earlier. So now is where we get a bit interesting. So let's go down to, alright, so we're gonna go script.parent, script.parent.class1 mouse button 1 click, connect, make sure you keep your C capitalized, as the lowercase connect is now deprecated, meaning it no longer works. Alright, so now we're gonna go for V in pairs, classes do, and then if V name equals script dot parent dot class 1 dot text, then class chosen equals V, uncapitalized V, and then we're gonna go ahead and do something that you probably weren't expecting. Okay, so we're gonna go game.replicated storage dot events dot class fires server class chosen. Alright, and we'll talk about this in a bit. Okay, so now what we're gonna want to do is just copy this, and we're just gonna want to move down 1 line and basically just change class 1 to class 2, and we will be good there. And then just repeat again. If you have more than 3 classes, because yes, you could have done that and just added some into the table dictionary that we had, then make sure that you add each one individually for as many as you have. Okay, so we've done that. So now what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna go into the what's it called, the replicated storage, which is right up here, and we're gonna go ahead and insert a folder. Now we're gonna name it to events. Events are very important, especially for this. So we're gonna create we're gonna create a remote event. I forgot what it was called for a second. Sorry, guys. A remote event, which should be right here. Okay, we're gonna rename this to class, and we're gonna put a server script inside this. All right, and yeah. So now we're going to do script.parent.on server event connect. Remember the capital S, you guys. Function, and then we're going to do player and class chosen, or PLR, but that's basically going to be players. So local now is where we basically just establish the variables for the player. Local name equals class chosen, and then name. Local health equals class chosen health. Basically, we're just reiterating all the variables that we had established in that dictionary earlier. Defense class chosen. Defense local speed equals, that's a problem. Local speed equals class chosen speed. Okay, so now we're going to do plr.character.humanoid.walkspeed equals speed, and then plr.character.maxhealth equals health, and plr.character.health equals health. That way they spawn in at max health. What we're going to do with the name variable is going to come in a second. Basically, we're going to do a GUI above the player's head, and that way, basically, it shows, their like class and stuff. It'll show their health, username, and their class. So, yeah. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was reading my notes again. Okay, so with the defense, we can't actually do that yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make another remote event later on, so that whenever the player is attacked with a weapon, it'll take the defense and divide it by the damage. So that way, it'll depend on however much damage that is. So we can see how much the defense will stop. And then we already did the speed. So yeah, and then with the weapons, we'll handle that once we actually make the weapons, or at least we get them, So yeah, I hope that this helped you guys. This is gonna be the end of episode 1. Let's go ahead and just check it out, I guess. But yeah, this is gonna be the end of episode 1. Because let me actually check if we have any errors before I end this. Of course, doesn't seem like it. All right, warrior, mage, rogue. Obviously, we would have to have it so that the GUI would go no longer visible. So once we do that, let's do that real quick. Actually, in main, I think we would do right. Local class chosen. Yeah, so if class chosen, then wait, equals true, then we'll say script dot parent dot visit dot enabled equals false. Alright, let me try this. Probably won't work because I think I misused the variable, but if it doesn't, we'll handle it a different time. Yeah, we had a problem. No? That's weird. Okay. 1 second, guys. So if class shows then equals truth. Okay, so we'll handle that actually after. Well, actually, you know what? Here, class has been chosen equals true, and then class. If class has been chosen equals true, then script.parent enabled equals false. Now that should work. We will see. GUI did not even load that time. Okay. 1 second, guys. Let me fix this. Script.parent enabled. If class has been chosen equals true, then script.parent enabled. Yeah, so the reason that it's doing this is because give me a second, guys. We're gonna game dot player GUI. I hope I'm doing this right. Player.gui dot class GUI dot enabled equals false. Okay, let's try this. We're gonna hope, of course. Alright, let's see. Warrior. No? You good, bro? I don't think it's good. Alright, guys, I think I'm actually just gonna handle this in the next episode because as of right now, I'll just figure out a fix by then. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps you. If you really want to continue, that'd be fine as well. But yeah, so if you have any questions, just leave it down in the comments below, and I will be sure to do my best to get to you as soon as possible. But yeah, so I will be making more episodes pretty soon, specifically, you know, just other stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.